Hey everybody, this is Asher back with more Dyson Sphere program. As you can see, the green science is rolling, but that green science is rolling only temporarily, because if we look at our production here, it's 70 per now. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that we're going to be running into some problems, specifically getting some of these materials out here, especially these materials, which are requiring a few of these electromagnetic turbines. So we've got some work to do, and interestingly enough, from looking at some of the production here, one of the big problems that I'm having actually goes back to basic resources. You can see that I'm producing 708 iron ingots, and I am consuming nearly 1,000 more. So that's something I'm going to fix, although it's not going to be the very first thing I fix. And look, there's even iron right here that I can steal as well, but we're going to be doing our iron somewhere else. So what are my goals today? My goal is to get the framework for the Dyson Sphere set up, but we're going to be doing it on another planet. But to do that, we're going to need to actually get our EM rail ejector set up and in place. However, another thing we're going to need to deal with as well is actually making sure that we are producing enough deuterium, because we are going to be needing a crap ton of that. And if I look at the entire solar system here, and I love these statistical layouts, even if I suck at growing them here, like we're getting 275 passively, but our consumption is outpacing it. So while we do have a lot of stuff flying around with the accumulators and that exchange that we did, it's only so much. Speaking of which, I should probably go ahead and make sure that I have everything that I need in my inventory before we get started, and that is going to include picking up some of these, which is fine. You can see we even have a shortfall right here right now. What is our shortfall? Accumulators again. So let's go ahead and demand accumulators. Hey Barrick, hope you're doing good today. Hopefully everything looks on the up and up in here. So let's see, we have a lot of snacks, we have a lot of other things that we're doing. So we're okay on supplies. I probably need a few more power lines though. And we're going to need smelters. We're going to need a lot of smelters. How many tiny towers do I have? I have 4. Let's get a few more. I'm going to be needing a lot of drones. So that pressure that I was putting on my material reserves before, it's going to be repressured. And this is interesting. Where is... Are you not dropping off all of a sudden? Because it just seems like these are all sitting in here, and this is supposed to be the box for this, and this box is supposed to go over here. So did I accidentally delete a thing at some point? Maybe? Cannot reach. Now we can. So that's fascinating. Don't know when I screwed that up, but apparently I screwed that up at some point. We're going to need more smelters, which is great. We're going to need more grabby arms, so let's get all of those. And you can see my iron consumption is going to go through the roof. So that'll be on fire. We can just let it burn. But yeah, I'm going to be trying my best to do some stuff on the other star system, but there are some logistical nightmares and daymares I want to take care of first. Now, one of them is that I am going to go ahead and start getting some passive progression done for the EM rail ejectors, because those are not super terrible to deal with. Alright, now to do that, I just want to make sure I have my stuff right here, because we do have steel that's being passively produced, but I'm not sure if steel is actually currently one of the things that's being shipped out. No, it looks like we have iron plates being produced, so yeah, I guess that's fine, because we can turn iron plates into gears as well. So this is how we're going to do it, and we're even going to make the passive production. I don't know if we can make it right here. We're kind of running out of cute little open patches where we can make stuff. And you can see I made one of these productions here yesterday. We're actually going to be making another 1 or 2 here in just a little bit. Alright, so first things first. Passive build for this. That's not the building, that's the building. We only need to really put in iron plate, so we only really need a small logistics tower. So that's exciting. Here I was thinking we need to do a little bit bigger, but the small logistics tower is going to need to be supported. Well, first off, let's see what we're going to bring in here. We're going to bring in iron ingots or plates, which we're having some problems with. We're going to bring in processors, which we need to be making more of. We're going to be bringing the supermagnetic rings. So pretty much the stuff that we need from everywhere, we need everywhere else. And I have suddenly a minus 70, so somebody's trying to pull from here. So we may not be getting the production going right away at first, but it will go eventually. So since this is passive production, all we really need here is a smelter. And yes, I do have 85. I'm well aware of that right now. We need one of these as well. As you can see, I do want to point out here that my green research is going to crash at some point. Maybe not yet, but soon. So I got to be a little prepared for that. So after this stuff is here, we're just going to pass you lines like this. And like this should be fine. And then if we put an assembler right here in the middle and put you guys, one of you being processors and one of you being these hard to find rings. Like I said, what I want to do is have a bunch of guns so we can literally shoot the stars. Because this game has violence, just not the kind of violence that maybe people are expecting. And you know, it can't be a good video game without getting Tipper Gore angry. So there's a dated reference that some people are gonna get. Alright. So that's gonna be our steel. This is gonna be our gears. Should be easy enough. And we put this in here first. Let's see. Iron plates, gears, shooty buildings. Alright, and can we produce it? Yes, we're getting all of our materials. We don't have them all at once, but passively these will eventually be here. I think I want 4 sets. And that'll be a decent start. Alright, next on the menu is that we need to get production of this ramped up hard. And right now, one of the things we're missing, as I said before, was this crap. Well, not this crap, although I should get some more foundation while I'm here. It's amazing how many electromagnetic motors I have running right now, and a lot of the reason that those are running, I'm going to pick up some miners as well. One of the reasons those are running so hard is because I need... Oh, actually, I'm low on foundation. Probably because I'm low on iron plates, too. And we are going to deal with the iron plates before really going anywhere else. Okay, to build these guys, we kind of had a system in place, but I just want to review it one more time since it's a new video. We're going to need magnetic rings, and we're going to need these things, which also take magnetic rings and iron plates. So really, we only need to bring in 2 things. We need to bring in magnetic rings, and we need to bring in iron plates. And then we need to do it at the correct ratio. So, one issue that we have is that there's a large logistics tower kind of right there. So let's not put this too close. I don't mind running this stuff kind of north and south, although it is a little sloppy and not a best practice, because I'm just going to be feeding this line directly into here just to show you kind of my long-term plan. Is that I want to have, and this is going to be weird, I want to have all these going, maybe even one more, but it's going to be off, it's going to be askew. And then do I have, I don't have these miniature particle colliders in my inventory. Might as well grab them, because after pre-building them so hard and constantly doubling and tripling up on them, we're finally going to have a use for them if I can find where I dropped them off. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So I'm filling up my inventory. This is not the time or place to be going to another planet, clearly. And yes, I know I'm having power issues right now. That is fine. But once again, look at what we need. We need a bunch of stuff. Now, the best way to build this, and we're kind of turning on the side a little weird here, but it's okay, is we're going to put our, well, that's always a little uncooperative. We'll put our rings here. We'll put this here, and we're just going to kind of BS it, because where's the fun if you're not BSing, right? Because we're making these, so we're going to need to send the electric motors on through, which means we need a gear, and pretty much going to be 2 gears, 4 motors, and then 3 or 4 turbine producers. So let's see if we can fit all that in this tiny ass space. I don't know if we can, to be perfectly honest. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what these roads look like, because we're going to put the gears up here. Okay, see, this is one of the issues that I knew I'd be running into. All right. And this is why I try to avoid building like this if I can. So let's drop the roads down first, and we'll figure it out. So magnetic rings, which maybe I could run on the back. These here. This is actually going to be too far away. So we'll put you... Ugh, gross. Hate it when I catty corners like that, but not a lot I can do. So... reducing 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we delete this, kind of move it like right there. Because all I want to be doing is taking this line, I guess technically this line, this is going to be really sloppy and really close. You know, I can do something really dumb here, because I don't know if this is going to fit quite like I want it to, because I'd have to run magnetic lines here again. Now, actually, it might work. But if we got a little bit of mama spaghetti going already, let's go whole hog. All right. Now, I'm almost certain that this won't work like this. Let's switch you around. Good thing I didn't supply shit yet. So, gears. I love how I'm going to the wrong thing from buildings to otherwise. But gears. And you can see right there, if you look up top, our research has crashed. As I knew it was going to. Alright, if we look at our panel here, production of research, we're down to consumption of 88.7, but production of 10. The yellow ones have kind of crashed too, but that's a little more easily fixable, I think. Or I'm going to be in for a really nasty surprise in just a second. Alright, but what we're going to get here is these things. And I don't know for sure if I need to make 4, but I'm going to try. So it does help me a little bit if I actually supply the, or go ahead and hit demand on these. And I do need to put some drones on here too. 40 drones might be a bit much, but once again, it's hilarious to me that we are short on plates. But that's just the shakes right now. Alright. All you guys are going to do are drop off up here. Maybe not the most efficient way to do it, but it's the way we're doing it. Alright, 1. Really? That's too far. That's too far. Well, butter my biscuit. Can use that line for another thing. I knew this was going to be a tight fit going in, but we'll just use this line down here then and drop off this way. Then you'll get your gears from here. And the question becomes, will this work? And this is where we don't want to build on these lines if we can avoid it. Yes. Alright. Problem solved. Except for the whole needing iron plates thing, which is step 3 of my process. Alright, now we're going to get just some minor spaghettification here, which never really hurt anybody. So what we're going to do, just run this way. And hopefully this is fine. Okay. Let's cheat a little. Is this one going to be close enough? Yep, so this is exactly what we had to do for the other thing before. So right now we're literally short on plates. But when these are done, we're just going to make this the outline then. And all this is going to do is just go down here, up here, over here, then over there. So one thing that I'm going to need is more of these. But to get more of these, we're going to need a lot more iron plates, which is kind of the next step. Of course, I don't even have everything grabbing it's supposed to be grabbed just yet. Oh, so let's fix that. So best place to do the iron plates is gonna be the lava planet that we've been to more than a few times. I'm surprised that's allowed with that weird angle. But okay, these should work. Do I have any iron plates that I can drop off? I have one. It's probably not good enough, but that's okay. Alright. So it looks like everything has power except for you guys. But hopefully we can do the same thing down here. This looks like a really close proposition. Yeah, that's weird. This looks like the kind of thing that was allowed only because I built something previously and then, like, this looks like I built these on top of each other now, which is a little crazy. So I guess we can just get rid of this for a second. Can we run you down here? No. Okay, so we gotta bump all these lines over by one. Like I said, that was one of the most bizarre things I've run into so far. Hopefully we can manage to fit all these in, though. And you'll fit, right? Yep. Too far. I knew that was coming. Alright, so I just have kind of a lot of building. Oh, why are you guys are not supposed to be too far. So I'm gonna have to kind of figure this out because this is just weird. Do I need to bump these over to the left a little bit? Can I bump these over to the left a little bit? Looks like I can. Okay. So what was once working before kind of stopped working and is again working. Once again, this is why we don't build north or south if it's avoidable. And right here I'm trying to just kind of force the... Oh, wow. What the hell are you doing, game? Like, the only thing it wants to do here is fuck up. Can we please just do it like this? Okay, I guess we're gonna do it like this. Just take the easy thing and do it the hard way. So weird. That's disgusting. Alright. Okay, are any of you gonna fit? There we go. Come on. Is that actually... No, that doesn't actually feed into anything. That just literally wastes everybody's time. Good lord. Alright. Logistics nightmares. And then this is just too far for some reason, so... cheating again. I don't know why we're doing it like this, but this is how we do it. Okay, so it looks like this is working. So we just need more plates. But 244 or 243 kind of seems to be the ratio that works a little bit. And eventually our goal is to be running this line more. And on top of that, our goal is going to be to have even more particle colliders this way, because right now this is our big shortfall. And look at this, we went from blasting through this research to really not researching anything because we're busy making space warpers, which is something we need. Maybe not right now. Can I actually dump these solar panels, because I don't really need them right now. And I don't intend on dropping any more solar on my colonized planets in the other system. There we go, close enough. Alright, I think it's time to fly. So, let's visit the gas giant, because we have a bunch to drop off here. In fact, we may be just about done with the drop off. And we are about to do part 2. Yeah, I have 10 collectors here. And you can see we already have a really, really good ring around the planet. I actually have to fly kind of out of the atmosphere just to get to a reasonable spot. But you can only build these on the equator. Okay, would help if I actually built them, thank you. And there are gas giants that have other things. Okay, 1, 2, 3. But it is nice to be able to tap this out, because we will be using even more hydrogen than we're already using and producing more deuterium with those other chemical facilities. But this is still an important step in the process. But hopefully I can stop automating the power grid transfer soon. Okay, did that build? Yes. Okay, 3 more. And then we go to Lava Land. Lava Land, that's like the worst theme park ever. Alright, that's fine once that builds. And then there's the rising sun. Anytime you want to build now would be great. Like, I have a drone here. Okay, as I'd say, it got a little confused. But we are 3/4 of the way through with screwing up that planet by draining it of all of its hydrogen. Which, if I read right, they just recently discovered... Oh, that's actually on the other side of the star, that's why it's so far away. But they just recently discovered, like, a gas giant orbiting around another star that actually is like has had its, like, gas atmosphere burned off. Like, theoretically, they knew that was possible, but I think they just recently observed one of those, which is pretty neat. So we have iron ingots moving. But those aren't moving super well. But yeah, here comes a Lambda Musquet 1. So we're going to save the day by almost missing the planet. Alright. Now where do we want to set up our production? Probably question el numero uno. So we have iron here and here. We have iron here and here. This is all pretty close. Maybe here's good. Alright, let me just set some miners. Just so I know kind of what I'm doing. How many miners do we want? Probably 4. Like, this is 3 million iron total. If this can't quench our production home base's thirst, then I don't have a good joke for that. Alright, so let's see what you guys got over here. Oh, good. I don't think we have anybody really demanding these rings on the home base, so we'll have to change that. But you guys are going to be remote supply, local demand, and let's, you know, we're going to make some more of these as well. So once we get this in place, we can just start shipping you guys all around. So that'll be good. Because we do want these rings to actually go somewhere, and so far they aren't. Are not. Should avoid contractions, because they tend to be confusing. Alright, screw that. Alright. So once again, I appreciate a game that forces me to work hard mining one of my other planets for a basic resource from the very beginning of the game. Bravo. I'm actually running a little low on belts, which it's a little scary, but we'll make it. Let's do it like this. So it's all iron all the time. And that's a weird catty corner, but whatever. And then if we put it like right over here, should be able to get most of this. Okay, this is kind of a weird way to do it, but screw efficiency at this point. This is why I auto farm so much crap. Alright, so if we do it like this and just drop it as far down here as we can. Like maybe like that. How many smelters can we fit on this line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I really don't want to be messing with iron plates. 13, 14. Von Count would be proud. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then 24. Alright, now, part of the fun here is that this is a shit ton of these things. And all I'm going to do is throw them in a baby tower. Now, there's an important reason we're just throwing them in a baby tower right now. And that's first off because I'm going to do iron plates supply, but we're also going to do ring demand for just a little bit, and we're gonna do more turbines here because we're gonna need more turbines, and I think we can get away with like 22 drones here. All right, so power, like I said in the last video, we're doing the build more shit method. If you don't have enough stuff, build more shit. If you think you have enough stuff, build more shit. If your shit has too much shit, build more shit. Alright, let's actually put iron plates here. So boop, 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 boop. You know, these sound effects are the only thing that you can get on this channel that's worth watching. Not even the gameplay. Just literally the sound effects. I'll be here for a while tonight, so that's fine. Alright. And the nice part is that my power grid is so oversaturated here that I can afford to move production over here pretty hard just on the basis of solar power. But my plan is to be powering my other planets. Oh, I have to actually jump over rocks here. Powering my other planets with deuterium. Okay, so lots of clickies, but we can see that is 23 going to exhaust all these iron things? I may even be able to do more, which is fine. We can always just snake this around. Okay, Dyson Sphere node, we finally hit that green research. I want to take a look at that in just a second. So this next one is not even moving, and it won't be moving until we fix the iron plate issue. Like, I've apparently gotten away with having a massive iron plate shortfall for a while. So anyway, coming out here is going to be these plates. And we're going to put the magnetic rings down here and kind of run them two opposite sets. Alright, so here you go. And we're just going to max this out. And you can see we're actually overwhelming this thing right now, which is pretty awesome. Alright, next step in the food chain. Oh no, I didn't grab enough assemblers. Well, you know what, that's as good of a chance as any for me to just go ahead, go back, set my supplies how I want to. I knew I forgot something. There's always something to forget, but we're going to have enough iron plates here, and we can set another logistics tower to get that sorted out, so that's fine. Fine. Alright, so where the hell is my planet? Oh, now it's close. So yeah, I sincerely hope anyone who's watching this is doing well. It's been an interesting time over here. I only have... Okay, I have to have more than those. Alright, I definitely need some more other stuff, but there, we'll have logistics stations running over here. I think my need for iron plates is severe enough that this move is fine. Like, if I look at the production here real quick, just on one, yeah, we're producing 1,000 plates. So that's better. Like, not perfect, but better. Okay. So we need assemblers. And we need to change one of these towers to a demand iron. Remote demand. Okay, we already have one remote demanding here. So let's just have you remote demand the rings as well. And you see we got a bunch of those. So that's fantastic. Alright. And we're kind of flying through magnets as well. But assemblers. How many do I have in the box? 100, that's fine. I actually have a shit ton of CPUs over here as well. Still boxed up from early game passive production. We will do things with these in the future. But for now, I still like my method of just dropping in the box and then letting those make. Alright, how many belts? That's fine. We need a lot of grabbies. That's fine. Cool, I think I'm good. Just delete this water, delete you, delete you. We have a bunch of organic crystals. I'm kind of curious about how this supplies are going. We are full on hydrogen again. Oh man. Well, we're gonna blow through that hydrogen a little bit. We're full on this stuff too, and out of space warpers. Well, that's fixable. As you can see, we're already going through there. I could set up a logistics station to automatically transfer those, and that's a tip that I've gotten from a few people. But I don't really want to yet because it's going to put a lot of stress on my logistics systems. So what I'd rather do is just hard carry them right now and drop them off, because I am building a lot. I am using most all of my green research to do that. But I'm really glad I remembered to check on that, because that would be annoying if, like, I don't have fire ice, which is also contributing to my overflow. So get the garbage off the screen and fly to the place. But yeah, it's so cool to see just all the little ships flying back and forth on your map. I don't have as many ships going between here and there, but I don't have quite as much silicon-based production yet. That will come. Also need to not miss the planet, because that would be bad. Right, fortunately we know that our iron line looks like a giant long line, so... How many are you producing? 60 per minute. So what's that? 23 times 60? That's decent. And do a few more just for good measure here. Like, maybe 2 more. I mean, like I said, I can always move this line. It's not a big deal. But this is the lifeblood that my production on the homeworld needs. So we're going to supplement that by doing the following. And I probably should have put the magnets on the other side so that I could be really cool and just snake what I'm finishing up back there, but whatever. Did it wrong. So we're just going to commit to the wrong move here. Alright, so gears 1, 2, 3, 4. And then gears are going to go up here. Then we're going to drop our magnetic rings down here, because both of our little builder things kind of need these. So how many more of these do we need? If we're going to use those rings, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then all these right here like this. And that way this is kind of expandable. But yeah, this is the scale we're going to be thinking of for most of the rest of the game. Just macro scale, building more shit. So gears 3, 4, motors 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, I can't count. 4 and 4. Cool. And then over here, I have y'all run this way. Maybe not this far. But if we do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then yeah, that works. And then kind of drop you over here. Yeah, I could have done this one step better, but it'll be fine. And then we're just gonna produce a crap ton of these off-world and ship them over too. So I should never have a shortage of these shits again, because they're needed in so much stuff. I had some idea, which is why we're planning for it now. So plate, gear, plate, gear, plate, gear, plate, gear. Wow, really? Game? Plate, gear. And if for some stupid reason I need to make this bigger, it's fine. But look at this. We're even just running through this so fast that the production can barely keep up. Which is where I'm not shocked at all that people modded in faster smelters. Alright, so this is going to get backlogged a little bit, which is fine. Ooh, not like that. Although I could do it like that, I don't want to do it like that. Why? Why won't you let me delete? There we go. Alright. Like, I could be feeding one of these individually every time, but I don't really want to. Oh, gross. Sloppy hands today. Okay, we're gonna actually need some power there. Nice. So let's fix that real quick. Got some random stone over here in case I need it for any reason. Okay, so what are my other things I gotta set up? I gotta set up my Deuterium process, because that'll use a lot of hydrogen and also destroy our power grid. But I can fix that because the power grid is honestly pretty stable on the home planet right now. We actually have pretty good deuterium rod production. So here we go. How many stupid motors are we making now here? Okay, it's gonna go up. But these will eventually be working at like 30 per minute. And these will eventually be working at 30 per minute. And you're gonna be flying over here. Just love the look of these logistics vessels and how they kind of go all over the place. So remote supply, local demand. And we're allowing these vessels to go at 50% cargo. Whatever that means. Cool. I'll just check and make sure they're coming back in, but looks good enough to me. Actually, I want to double check something here while I'm here. Okay, we have processors kind of trying their best. I don't have a ton of silicon. Well, I do have some coming in here, so these seem to be going okay. I'm just gonna let that be for now. Guess increase the speed of that belt. All right. Here's our power charging station. And yeah, we are backlogged on the charging, so that's awesome. You know, I think the other thing I wanted to check was the computer chip logistics, and there's our home planet right there, so not too far. Not computer chip, but the titanium. Like, that's not it. Oh, well, screw it. We'll figure it out later. If I have a titanium shortage, I'm going to be shocked. But I can check that while we're flying home. So how, if I make my voice do weird things again, that obviously makes me sound cool, right? Yeah, we're producing 360. And we're consuming 400 and some. Fascinating. Alright, well, I guess we know where to go in case there is a shortage. But those are supposed to be flying back. I guess we'll know soon enough. Alright, so our science is still pitiful, like last save game. Pitiful. Which is especially important because that end process makes two green science blocks. 2 gravity matrices, if you will. So we're just going to land on the ocean side, I guess. Oh no, oh no. 2 videos in a row where I just miss. Alright. So these are our thermal power stations that aren't able to burn hydrogen nearly fast enough. So how's our research going? 18. A little bit faster. Do I have any power stations on me? Yeah. Okay, but we're at the North Pole. I think my fusion power plants are on the South Pole. We'll see here in a second. Here's all of our consumption. Oh no. Oh no, I am short on titanium. Okay, well. Do you actually have anybody supplying anything to you here? Because I can fix this. We have whole freaking blocks of titanium like sitting over here. Like all of this. Local supply, remote demand. So you're supposed to be giving titanium to everybody, and you're not for some reason. Alright. Well, we'll do the band-aid fix for now. And we'll just pump out some more titanium. The rest of you in there, and hopefully that gets our yellow science kick-started. So, titanium. I did need to check that. Okay. Probably can put this back on storage again. Because it looks like we're full up on these. We have 20 accumulators there, so that's exciting. Do I have any more that I can slingshot? Yes, I got a bunch. Of course, we're not going to be relying on this process much longer, but we can always cheat and throw those to other places. Alright, so how's this go? Ooh, autosave crunch. Okay, so you're low on motors. Because you're low on gears. But it's trying. We'll let that go a little bit, because if we look over here, we do suddenly have enough of these. So we can keep all these going, which is great. We're a little unhappy over here, but which makes me wonder if I can make this line even bigger. As weird and stupid as this line looks, if we're getting backups, I think 1, 2, 3 more, worth a shot. And then we'll deal with our power situation, because we are going to have power problems here in just a minute. I'll pull up my power grid after I move these guys around. And yes, there is a resource. Unipolar magnets that'll... Oh, what? Unipolar magnets that'll let me do this way easier. But I don't want to wait to get to a black hole to set it up. And I'll be making a lot more of these anyway. Okay, that get everybody? Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and set our particle colliders here. Because we got a bunch of you guys. power. Okay, we're producing 313, 256, 257, and all that, but anytime these are running, they take a bunch of power. 12 megawatts. And we're going to be running a bunch of these very shortly. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 seems fine. Can actually run roads in between these. Yes. Probably shouldn't have run a road there, but whatever. Damage is already done. Okay. Can't walk around trees. I'm a bad robot. Alright. Let's see what's going on here. Because half of our world is covered in ocean, we're starting to run into some problems with actually being able to fit stuff. But the goal eventually is that I'm going to have all this crap in here. Alright. I think we're all set other than power. Nice. And the whole setting production thing. Alright, so we want more than that producing. Do I have a remote tower with a free space? I do. So let's set these to remote demand. We're just going to max that out. Look, we got 1,200 incoming all of a sudden. That should save some bacon. And then how about titanium over here? We got 600 incoming. It's doing its best. But that is something we're going to have to fix. Alright, cool. South Pole time. Because right now I am slowly sipping my snacks here. But we are going to need to work on the power grid if I can just find... And this is kind of the funny part here, where I just wander around long enough in a save and suddenly forget where everything is. This is where I've seen some really good examples of people putting things like actual signposts up, but here we go. So we have a ton of magnets. We actually have a ton of these things as well. So all I'm going to do here, I'm going to delete this. So we don't need that just yet. I think we might be able to fit that. Well, it's connected to our power grid now, so it's fine. And I need to get some more belts soon. So how wide do we want to make this? Probably to like here. Because we have a bunch of these thermal plants. And we have, I know it takes a lot of deuterium to burn, but I'm just trying to be preemptive on the power consumption. Three. It's fun to build on the top of the planet because you have like this whole ring of what you can do. Alright, that's fine. And then if we put another power plant like right here and do exactly what someone mentioned to me in the comments a little while ago of, hey, wait a minute, you know you can kind of like double up right here, build on the side. This will let us save for just a little bit later. Just go ahead and put this here. Just for good measure. Now, anytime these are producing something, they're producing 9 megawatts. So that's why I wanted to have those being auto-built all the time, is that we're going to need a lot of these. But fortunately, deuterium burns so slowly that even though we are going to pull through pretty quickly the amount we have on the line here. It's not going to be needing to be fed quite as hard as some other things. Which is where I've commented before in other help posts, is that if you can produce deuterium little canisters here, which you should be able to pretty reasonably, it's not that demanding, then you're going to be good to go for a while. So if we look, all of a sudden, our power spiked a lot. And we may even have to do this one more time. Reason being is that, and I need to find kind of a good home for this, because we have a shit ton of hydrogen that's just stored right now, and we're going to be burning a lot of it here in just a minute. But I need a little bit of a land area to do it in. And what's going on with our red science? I guess we're just backed up all to hell. Like, our yellow science is all backed up. Everything's all backed up. Well, it's time to pop that zit. This seems like a good area. Next to where we're already burning hydrogen. Okay, does that cut off the power supply? Not really. Alright. So lay some foundation down here. We're going to be putting down some particle colliders and having a grand old time. And all we're going to do here is honestly pretty simple. First off, hydrogen's going to be... We're going to set it to demand when the time's right. Because one of the nice things we can do with these particle colliders... Okay, why are we doing that? Okay, particle colliders, let's go. So if we do it like this, then we're probably going to need a gap in the middle to actually fit a road in there. Let's test that now. Yeah. So all we're going to do is very simple. Just a quick little loop where we make the rest of the deuterium we're going to need on this planet. Which this area is very expandable too, which is nice. Alright. The question becomes, how much do we want to make? I guess I kind of have the contact frame of mind for building these. It's like, do I want to build 1 or do I want to build 2 for twice the price, or do I want to build 10 for 10 times the price? Okay, this is probably an okay start. So, one thing that we unlocked in research is actually making deuterium from hydrogen. Science is neat, isn't it? It is! Okay, once again, we can't build there, we can't build there, so we gotta go in the middle. And I'm glad that I'm sounding all southern going, we can't build there. Bill, what are you doing? We're just going to run the hydrogen line right around here. And then let's see. Because we got some more. We got plenty more where this came from. Alright. That should be fine. Should be fine. And it is. That's a lot of particle colliders, you say. And Cosmo, the organization that funded this whole project, probably wants to know why I need so many particle colliders. And to them, I can say, none of your beeswax. Here we go. Now at this slightly different longitude, we can build 2 in a row. Hey Jazzman, hope you're doing good. I'll be honest with you, the reason that I'm building around the poles right now is just for fun. Sometimes the round lines are nice and make things look pretty, but sometimes it can be a pain in the butt to work with. Like, just down there I have to space these a certain way, and now up here I can suddenly put things 2 in a row. So we are going to be a little misaligned, which is fine. I don't really care too much about that. Don't need you here. Then probably one more. And then one of the fun things I'm going to do is try to connect all of my hydrogen to the logistics here. So, once again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I love that the particle collider, I can't really tell if I did things right, but drop some belts here, drop some belts here, and this is going to be about the functional equivalent of like any of those old 80s movie tropes of someone decides to play the guitar on like a amp system that's like set up to send a rocket off into space. Marty McFly at the beginning of Back to the Future, that kind of thing. Yeah, we're gonna kick our power grid's ass here in just a second. But fortunately, we have this setup is not very good, but the other setup's gonna be just fine. Cool. And yes, I know I technically could be passing the hydrogen in first, but this is more fun. We'll just get it all going at once for dramatic effect. And it looks like with the way these things are flashing, that we may already be having some power issues, so let's check. Consumption demand. Huh. Apparently, our planet got really lazy all of a sudden. Alright. Paste, 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 paste. Like I said, a musical adventure with Asher, building a Dyson Sphere, or maybe, you know what, I'm a bunch of hours into the save and I haven't started building one yet. Maybe we'll change this game to a procrastination program. Are y'all gonna go out into space? Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, all the deuterium. So much of it. Hydrogen's just such a fascinating element anyway, with just how stable it is and how common it is. It's just, I don't know. There's a beauty in that. Speaking of beauty, it's time to rip the band-aid off. Who wants to have some fun? Look at this. This is charging. We're definitely throwing 50 drones on here. Well, okay. There's a lot of stable forms of hydrogen. Hydrogen by itself, no. Hydrogen by itself likes to make good album covers used by a variety of bands from all the explosions. But yeah, here we go. We got all the hydrogen incoming. Suddenly our power consumption is going to go sky high. Well, obviously you just don't want to expose it to heat, right? But how much deuterium are we going to be producing now? That's another good question. But I mean, like, I guess the better way to put it is that there's a lot of stable isotopes. Things that just appear in nature, a lot of different forms of hydrogen. Look at this, we're trying our best to go. And there's other places that are going to need deuterium as well. You can see we're already going through it pretty hard. Like if I look at my production again, and I already lost it. Like we're not consuming a bunch of it right now, but we now have it. And more importantly, we have another thing that's going to be eating hydrogen. I don't know if I can keep up with all my hydrogen production, but we have it here and we can always make this even bigger. How's our power? Did I preempt that power spike? Nope. No, I did not. There it is. There it is. Okay. Let's go back across the planet. No, let's not go back across the planet. Let's grab some more fusion reactors. As once again, all of this to fix our green science production. Because our green science is still upset. It's not as upset as it was. We're at 21. We're a little low on the red, but I think that's because we're backlogged by the green still. So, I just flew right by what I needed. Alright. Mini fusion power station. We have 10 of these. I'm probably okay with the 10 that I have. We're making a bunch of these. Actually got some pretty good storage there. Oh, we got some blasty things. That's nice. And how are we doing on production here? We're doing pretty good. We're short on steel. Okay. Let's fix that. Because I want these to be producing a lot faster. And you know what? I could even be sending this steel like back in remotely. I don't know if I have the gumption to remember to do that, but it is a thing I can do. Alright. But anyway, we got our first set of space blasters. So that's one project there. What's our power at now? That's more of what I was expecting. Okay, southern hemisphere. Not that way, this way. Like, we have all this crap here that we're going to need to deal with. Need more belts. Need more grabbers. Yeah, I'm just being really aggressive with all those. So that's not the way. This is the way. So how much more power production can I insert into this save file? Because once again, our deuterium supply is very stable. Like, we are not cutting through that at all. You've also just kind of described, like, the failure for hydrogen, the failure of a number of marriages as well. You can't just put things in a hot tub and hope for the best. Unless it's a time machine, then you totally can. I don't make the rules, that's just how it is. I don't think we need you. Of course, that may actually cut off all this solar production, so maybe not so aggressive there. Alright. Yeah, I guess it is nice to have this kind of shape building at the poles. But it's hardly a requirement for anything. Just more of a convenience factor. Alright. We only have 8 more of these. Interesting. But every single one of these we put down puts down 12 more kilowatt hours. So just gonna keep doing it. And the nice thing is that I'll be able to use this exact same strategy on other planets later. Okay, what's our power draw now? There we go, we're actually capping. That's great. It's like for a minute my power draw just kind of completely disappeared, and that was very strange. Now we're back to about what I expected. Alright. So, more deuterium bottles. Because when I step out to start setting up production on other planets, I really, really, really want to make sure that I have nothing to worry about here, that everything is going to be running smooth as a kitten. So look at our power graph again, and I think over the past hour is more useful here. Bloop, we are up to 653 megawatts. Not even a Dyson Swarm. And just all from each of these. And the great part is that we still have a bunch in there. So that is fantastic. So how's the green research going? 15. Ooh. What? I guess this is a great game of whack-a-mole. Where are we running short? Like, people who are better planners than me can totally go through and make all kinds of adjustments and be like, hey, you know what? We have all these ratios. We have all these things we're going to do. Oh, look at me being a moron. We actually just need to build more assemblers. That's like the best possible fix. It's like, why aren't you making more green science? Because you aren't actually making more green science. Asher being a moron. Time to switch back to my old screen name. Wayward. Back when I did ZZT from so long ago. Back when Epic Games was a shareware company. And I was such a teenage edgelord that, like, it's the thing that I cringe about myself with. Alright, so all you guys are going this way. We actually don't need either of these boxes anymore. Hooray! Okay, now that we're actually making more science, and now that this box is completely full, now how are we doing? Like, I have 8 of these going. Aw, I appreciate it. Oh, I need to fix my titanium flow, that's true. Okay, so 7.5 and then 10. I think this ratio is fine. No, I'm just being sarcastic and dumb. Alright, we're not doing in the past hour. Past 10 minutes. Okay, so gravity matrix consumption's going up. We need to ship more titanium over here. And we'll check back on this later, because this production's great. Like, I have banged this out. This is awesome. Like, we're short on shit. Because it needs to be moved, because I need to give more space warpers to stuff. But otherwise, things are cool. Because if I can get enough of those green cubes to be constantly produced, then I don't have to worry about that. That'll be just fine. Alright. So yeah, more space warpers. And I can put these on the other side of the logistics chain as well. Alright. Okay, cool. Then, you know what? Even more better, we can put some more in here. Alright. So what did I say was next? I guess one of my questions going forward is, I'm obviously passively building space guns here. Do I want to put solar sail production here or on my other system? That's kind of a big question that I hadn't thought about until just now. So let's make sure the green science is still good. And oh, I still got to do titanium sending anyway. So we'll get to there right now. Oh, you guys are kind of in alignment. Anyway, solar sail production, which means I'll need to start getting some movement on this stuff very soon. Solar sails are pretty simple to build, especially because our other system has fire ice or ice fire. I always forget how to pronounce it. Let's not miss our planet. While I'm here, though, alright. Like, we got a lot of movement here. Okay, this is what I needed. No, it's not. How much are we producing on this planet now? Not producing any science, obviously. That's a lot of plates. That's great. I think we need to be producing more titanium if I can find where the hell I put it. That's really exciting. It's like I don't remember how I set up this planet, because it used to just be one logistic station. Now there's logistic stations everywhere. So here's our power draw buddy. Just my logistics are too efficient. Here's our silicon, here's our titanium. So we're doing our damnedest to make plates. And we have a bunch of titanium here that's actually not being used. So this is easy. Just expand the shit out of this. Then maybe build over the lava. Like that. There we go. So once again, I'm not building near the poles because it's pretty. I'm building near the poles because that's just where my dumbass happened to build. Alright. And if I'm a moron, I'm a class A moron, and don't you forget it. Oh, I actually need more power poles too, so this is a good reminder just to check and make sure when I'm done that I'm actually done. Alright. Have plenty of the little grabby arms. Whoa! Hold up. There we go. I was about to say, we have our belt's a little too slow to make use of this whole line. And there's a way you can do this if you have slower belts that's a little more like just snaking things out and using splitters and making sure all of these things are getting fed, but since we have the fast belts, I don't gotta worry about that. We can just do it the lazy way and just feed our shit in a line. Like the human titanium centipede made by a robot, named for a person that flew too close to the sun. Like that's a bad thing. Alright. Now why are you still feeding these supply boxes? That's just completely unnecessary. Like that's just a bunch of... That may have been actually what's causing a backlog more than anything else. So, logistics tower. Remote supply. There we go. Oh, our logistics vessels can hold 600 now. That's fantastic. Okay. How's our research going? Oh my gosh. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We're following the old rule again of anytime you check, it'll, like, freak out like Groundhog. But we're up to 56. Which hopefully means that with the titanium coming back in, we'll be good the other way. But it's worth my time to check one more time just to make sure I'm not screwing this up. like over here as a autosave, aggressive autosave is aggressive. Like we have a bunch of iron plates coming from over here too. Cool. Okay. Maybe I am going to be doing some interstellar building, because like I said, to make, we have graphene, which is fine. We need to make, for the solar sails, we need to make these. And we have lenses, which is fine. I mean, all you really need is glass, so it's not asking a lot. Like, to make prisms, you literally just need glass, so I'd rather just use glass if at all possible. So what I think I'm going to do, if I haven't forgotten what I'm doing already, I have, is the first step. Oh my gosh, I know one big thing I forgot to automate production of, so that I gotta fix. Yeah. I need, in order to make use of those, I need to actually make ray receivers, which means I need to automate production of these on the planet anyway. Fortunately, I already have a place where I can do just that. So yeah, just so many things flying everywhere, and I'm still not shooting stars. All right. So how's the power draw going? Okay, good. We're not capping out the power. I could probably be doing more with oil, but I don't really need to. What's my hydrogen consumption at, by the way? I wish I could just search for specific things. Oh gosh, I had it and then I lost it. Okay, there we go. Our consumption is passing by our production. That's pretty solid. All right. So big thing that I forgot to automate is we have these blasters, which are trying their best. This is going to be backlogged because I am currently rebuilding my belt supply. But yeah, suddenly this is flying, or relative to before, it's flying. Let's check our science. Well, no, let's not check our science first. If we're going to be automating building ray receivers, you know, I might as well just do something here. Maybe not there. But do I have a place where I can just drop off my excess steel? Like a place that I have room for it. Okay, well, I'll just do it like this then. So we're gonna do iron demand up to like 300. Steel supply up to unlimited. Now, why aren't you drawing power? Alright. And then we're just going to put a shit ton of smelters down here. And this way I don't have to keep automatically making steel. I can just use it as an ingredient. It's our secret recipe. Logistics. And clicky mouse noises. Alright. Click, click, click. It's going to be hilarious to me if I need to harvest even more iron, which is fine if I do. I'll just keep doing it, but Alright, did we set this to demand? We did set it to demand. Alright. So I'm still short on iron. Fun. Okay. Let's do this. I said I had a little iron vein right here. I don't actually have too much iron left on this system at all. So let's get rid of this one. Did I not actually place you? Alright. Okay. Getting a little finger twitchy here. Okay, this seems like a dumb way to do it, so maybe that's the best way to do it. This is all just going to be iron plates. So another local supply of iron plates. And just a few drones. I'm gonna need to actually grab some more drones. Who knew, right? Alright, so you need power. Easy. And then plates. Alright, and the reason I'm doing this first is that, first off, it still seems to be needed, because I'm having to wait on logistics ship drop-offs, which is maybe a point of making a second logistics tower to ship some of that stuff from planets. Okay. Aggressively helpful autosave. Thank you. Let's just put you in there. Let you get powered up. And already we're flying through the supply. And I think that's going to be close to enough to feed this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Like there's only three miners doing this. Technically there's only one miner feeding this, because I didn't actually hook up the other belts like a moron. Okay. So maybe we can expand this ever so slightly. But we'll leave it running for the moment. For now, it's single player only. I am completely unaware of if they are going to, like, adjust it and make it multiplayer eventually. I'm pretty sure Factorio has a mod for multiplayer, and I'm almost certain Satisfactory, which is a 3D version of mostly this, has the ability to do multiplayer. What am I doing? The game! What am I doing the game? Okay. So I kind of just want to check and see... Are we finally feeding our steel line? We are, good. Alright, and I don't need like a ton of steel all at once. But since we're going to be automating something pretty big, which is ray receivers, which we're just going to use prisms for that. Prisms from glass, prisms plus boards, which I'm actually not using a lot of, so that's fantastical. Now I have a whole box of prisms right here. Why do I have a whole box of prisms? Because I have 3 assemblers that desperately need to be upgraded on the case. I have a bunch of glass that's being produced at the very beginning of the game that is not being used now. So let's just go ahead and... like, I can't... where can I put it? Where can I fit a tower? I can't put it anywhere near here. I can put it, like, back here. This is so dumb. Alright. And, like, there's a whole bunch of glass that's going into here. Wow. That's a whole bunch of glass that's going in there. Alright. We're going to do this another way. Because we already have glass and we already have chips on the board. Let's just put our in-game materials all in the same place. Let's just go ahead and build a little button factory right here. And we're going to do glass, and we're going to do circuit boards. We're going to demand like 500 at a time. And we have a ton of these. So this will be fine. Can put a few drones down here. Honestly, I have enough drones on my other stations that I don't need to do too much with this. And all we do is probably do like 4 assemblers worth. Because I think these are made in assemblers. Replicators. Oh wait, I'm losing my words now. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nailed it. Alright. Boop, boop. So now these are made, and this is the easy part. Please tell me I didn't mess this up. Yay, I messed it up. Okay, easy fix. Here I was thinking I was so clever. So it actually, if we destroy the whole thing, then we end up destroying like way too much. But let's see here, to make prisms, that's also an assembler. Cool. Alright. One, 2, 3, 4. This might be fine. Guess we'll find out real quick. See, I forgot that I was skipping a step. Fortunately, I can just pick up the glass like this. And then we're going to supply these puppies all over the place. Photon colliders, what are they for? Okay, so how many do you make? 30 per minute and then 20 per minute. So we definitely want to expand you like 3. So let's expand you 4 and let's expand you 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. Yes, I'm a big fan of building big, it turns out. Alright, one more time with feeling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we need these. I think what I'm going to end up doing is, and one of the reasons I'm making a bunch of these, is because I'm just going to ship them out to, I'm going to make them here and send them via logistics station to somewhere. Which I guess is the right move for pretty much anyways. Like, where are you gonna put these? Somewhere. How far away is somewhere? A few light years, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Alright, so how many of these do we have? We got a pretty good amount. Alright, next up, one of the easier builds. Because we're already making everything now. But we need a big tower for it.
You have established.
Yes, I know. So what did we say we needed? We needed steel, photon buddies, chips, these things again, and what? Silicon. Alright. And this is going to be a pretty easy passive build. So let's keep the demands kind of low. If I can get this to move around. Wow, that's not how I want to do it. My mouse skills are not very good today. Okay, and 300 there. And we're just gonna put a box over here for you. So building ray receiver. Once again, the goal is full automation for so much crap. I don't think I need like maybe 3 or 4 is all I need. So let's set these to local demand, local demand, local demand, local demand, and local demand. Interesting. So we're not getting silicon. Dyson Sphere level 2. Alright. Well, we'll figure out the silicon problem in just a minute. Because that may mean I need to go to my frosty planet real quick. How are we doing on silicon consumption? Up here, baby. High purity silicon. We're producing and consuming about the same. So how much are you producing? I need to make them produce more. I need to make them produce a lot more. Alright, so this eventually will be going through as ray receivers. Cool. Alright. So at least we got all of our stuff there. But I'm pretty close to being able to shoot the stars. Now that this has had a chance to go for a minute. It's the only one that's not moving for some reason. And that's just because it's short. Like, these two are being automatically fed. It's fine. All of our green science things are going. So that's pretty exciting. We actually have a backlog. Okay, 52. Interesting. Okay, let's see what the backlog is for the information matrix. But yeah, we've bumped it all the way up to 90. That's really good. And our power consumption is meeting our demand. So purple over here. Did I just pass it? Yes, I did. Okay. The only thing maybe shorting us on purple right now is that we just need another one of these. Oh, we need to make some more of these, don't we? Ugh. I knew this would be an issue. Like, these just don't produce very fast. So 7.5, that's 15, 30, 45, 50 something. Yep. That's literally what's capping us right now. Now I can fix this, but it's going to be a little messy. And then it's interesting because I still need more silicon over here. Okay, how many of you do you have? That's fine. Okay, apparently that is needed right there. Okay, another thing I maybe can automate. Ugh. Okay, that's going to be a little tougher. I'll deal with that later, although those are very good to build. Alright. So let's go ahead and stop this for a second. We put this like right here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll see how badly we can stress this out. Because we're going to need more of these tubes too, so I don't mind making some more. Alright. This is some good sloppy work. Isn't that nice? All right. Then eventually we can run this. Not like that. Really? Yeah, it's gonna be occupied with the same crap, dude. Alright. Okay, happy days. Look, we figured it out with math. So I definitely need to get some more silicon in place here. Which means I need to get more belts. Cool, good to know. And I did say previously, if it really comes down to it, I can make more of these, which is a little ironic because I do have a rare resource that'll actually let me make these without using up my silicon. But for now, we're just going to stick with this and see if 5 will be enough. Because that's making 30 per minute. Okay. Should be good. So, belts. Foundation is fine. For some reason, our foundation levels are running real low. More belts. Probably need more warpers. Reassigned over here, but yeah, we got all this crap going in. And yet most of our research matrices are not being used. Like some of the bottom ones are. It's fascinating. I'll figure that out later. Like all of you are good for now. Like titanium's coming through again. We are now officially in the what the hell am I doing part of this. Because we have even more of this going, and we've got about another 30 minutes for this. Alright. So what I said I was doing is that we're storing a bunch of these. We need those for solar sails. So if I'm going to be putting solar sail production off planet, because I'm going to be needing solar sails both to make frame material and Dyson Sphere components, and I think I'm going to be putting all of those off planet. I need to get my silicon straightened out, but then I think we need to set up a logistics tower that will literally facilitate this. So, whew, gotta think about this for just a second, sorry. Because we're not quite to the sphere component yet. But we're near everything else. Science minute one more time, there we go. Hopefully purple will go up. Certainly everything else is being consumed. Oh, we got ray receivers. Making. Nice. Because that's how we're going to power our shit. Oh yeah, I flew over there to check and make sure my warpers were okay. Now, what I can do is set a demand for warpers before long. You know what, let's do it like this. Okay, that should be fine. Anything else we need for solar sail production right now? Not really, because we have ice fire. We'll eventually need some more silicon. But that's stuff we can take with us. So, oh my gosh, I need to pick up drones. Am I actually out of logistics vessels too? Wow. It's a first in forever. Alright. And we're actually out of magnets here, which is a little fascinating. But maybe because I don't actually have a remote vessel for it. So now I've got to unconfuse myself and say, where the hell am I going? So, box full of puppy drones. We're actually barely keeping up with the production there. Shuttles. Seems fine. I needed more power poles. Which I still don't know why I suddenly stopped making these. And we're going to need some more assemblers. Alright, we can drop a few more processors just to pre-build. Because these are still sitting here, just chilling. Alright. Let's fly to the other place. Wait, let's not fly to the other place. I just crashed into a tower. Oh, things that shouldn't amuse me are amusing me. Alright. It's the one I wanted to check on. So once again, this place is just having a bad time keeping up with space flight. And I guess if I'm going to be making a run directly from where I'm at to where I'm going, I'm going to need to grab some more warpers. But damn, that's a lot of drones just flying everywhere. And the thing that really impresses me is just how the fuck my computer can keep up with this. Like, this is a lot of crap that's going on. A lot of crap. Okay, this will slow down my research slightly. But these build 8 per now, which is awesome. Alright. And we are totally going to use a space warper to go over here, because I don't have time for this. The joy of macro building. Crash. Okay. So right now we have silicon production over here. But are you being used for actual silicon plates? Or do we have a power issue? Hold on. I mean, we have a little bit of a power issue. You guys should be producing like really hard. Let's put some snacks in there just to see. Alright, so what are you doing with these plates? You're making a bunch of chips, and then the excess are eventually going to be sent over. So I think I just need to make another place that just has a dedicated plate setup. There's not a ton of silicon ore. I guess we just got to do it on that one. Alright. All this is going to be doing is pretty straightforward. It's going to be feeding a really big line. Again. It's like my only solution to all my problems are just make it bigger. Guess there's technically nothing wrong with that. Alright, how many smelters? Oh, I don't have a lot of smelters. It's a good reason to go back to the home plane again. $11, $12, $13, $14, $15. That should be enough. It's not like I'm supplying this with 2 sets of stuff. And then I'm just going to make this its own dedicated logistics area. How do you not have power? I guess like that. So sometimes you just need the raw materials instead of trying to get cute and produce more materials with those materials. Okay, there is a range for that paste function, I guess. All right. So the grid's not going to be super happy when the fusion power's down. I should figure that out. I'm making a lot of deuterium, so maybe I'll be okay. Like, I don't have a massive need for excess. Yeah, see, here we go. Power's getting hungry, but that's because this is having to recharge. Alright, how many shuttles? Alright. So we'll see if we can just let that figure itself out for a minute. Okay, look at that beautiful view. So after all this time, fixing science, solving problems, fighting mysteries, it's time to grab some snacks. Probably miss my home planet. And fly to greener pastures. Because we got some crap to do. We can't even fit all of you in the inventory. That's amazing. I packed so much garbage. Alright. Like, I really have. It's almost impressive how much garbage I've packed. How are these lines doing? Oh. See, this is a good thing to check. 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. Leave it to me to screw up something that simple. Alright. Which means my research flow is going okay from before. Alright. So we need snacks. We have a tower set up for remote access. We need to get a few more receivers here, because that's fun. That's a lot of receivers, probably way too many. We do need more blasters. What is slowing you down? Okay. Still the coils. Smelters. Alright. That's not where the smelters are, they're over here. It's the very first thing I build. I should know where all this shit is. Alright, wow. Look at that belt I didn't upgrade. There we go. And there's some inventory space freed up. There's a little more freed up. Alright. Don't need that. Don't need that. So, what's the plan to build? Because if I'm going to be flying interstellar, you know I'm going to have a minute here, so I might as well do it like this. Alright. The plan is to start production of solar sails so I can make a Dyson Swarm, drop a bunch of ray receivers down so that I can harvest the power from that Dyson Swarm to go ahead and start building up my Dyson Sphere. All of which we can start producing here pretty soon. Now this is 35 minutes off, which means our science didn't really drop off, it just takes that long. Because this is like the third tier of this research. Any other upgrades I can do while I'm here? Like solar sail life is probably good. Transmission's probably good. Logistics carrier engine, vane utilization. Those are all pretty good. This is exciting. I'm actually not just beelining Dyson Swarm research now. Cool. So, the things we need to ship to build the solar sails is pretty much just the things that we built. And we need to go to our planet with fire ice to do it. Which begs the question, well, I'll talk about it while we fly, is where are we actually going to be firing the solar sails from to put it around our star? Okay, we'll take this floaty time for just a second to think about it. I gotta actually find where we're flying to. So, Capitari, have not been to you in a few hours. It doesn't seem like everything's fallen apart, though. So let ourselves charge back up here. But the plan is going to be to build solar cells. I'd prefer to do it on one planet, but I don't know if that's really going to be very good. And I screwed up. I knew I'd screw something up. There's always something to screw up. Alright. What I screwed up, if you can't tell, is the fact that I did not pack any extra deuterium rods with me, which is going to kind of put a wrench in the whole, hey, let's actually put some fusion power on the planet at first. Probably also need a fusion power station, which you can see I have none of. Alright. Leaning into the screen like an old man. That's pretty good. Okay, so we still got a lot of these. And there's my iron. You're not a power plant. You are a power plant. Alright. Now we fly. Then hopefully we can escape the gravitational influence here in just a second. Yeah, we're going. There goes everything. You can still see shadows from the logistics towers, which is pretty funny. But since I got a second, let's plot this out. Okay, here's all of our shit. Here's our M star that we're going to. Oh, I can't actually see. Anyway, there's planets with a bunch of different stuff on it. We're almost to the point where we can fly to it anyway. I just have to find it in the sky because it's sort of in a weird spot. There it is. And caps lock. So do I have enough energy? I don't know if I do. Ursa Majoris, just flying on by. Hello, how are you doing? Now, if I wasn't getting the slowdown here, I definitely would be able to land kind of in the proper place on time. I guess we're not doing so bad. This is a very spread out system too. So now that we're here, and I kind of landed straight in the middle. All right. This has our fire ice. It has a lot of fire ice. This is kind of our logistics area. So I do want to start with number 1. Okay. But this is not what we're going to be dumping a lot of power on because we actually do have a bunch of power already. I just have to watch my energy flow. Easy enough. I guess easy enough to miss a planet too. But you can see our ring of solar panels. I don't think I fully finished it, but I've certainly finished it enough. Alright. So we have all you here. Alright, so you guys will be able to do your thing. Okay. Ship you guys on and on. Then we have a second logistics tower. Which maybe we don't need to do too much with just yet. Alright, now here's kind of the question that I run into all of a sudden, because you can see the layout that I have here is that we have all of our local supply, local demands, and our local supply, local demands. And I didn't remember to check and see what the transport range for the vessels would be on the other one, so that's a bit of an oversight on my part. But if I put another, and I didn't actually grab more of these, which I really should have. If I put another one here, and we just say that we're demanding these, and we put 10 logistics vessels, and it's gonna charge up on its own just fine. All right. The problem that I run into is that daisy chaining these throughout the system is not going to do like a great job, but it's going to do a job. Alright, so we got 12,000 coming in, and we do have warp capabilities on that, so I can put a second one over here. And you'll be working with these prisms as well. I'm going to be doing some shipping and receiving like this of multiple parts. But we're just going to play with this and say, you know what? Transport range of vessels is only going to be like 2 light years. So you can't go very far. And then we put 10 here. You know, I don't even know why I ran a little path through there. I have drones. Like literally, this is literally the job for drones. It's just to pass this stuff back and forth. So we'll let the drones do their thing. And it's going to be more than these, but we're going to start with this as kind of a proof of concept. So we have this area over here is our power grid's not very happy. That will change. So that should be done. All right. So there's home system. And look at this. We got all these shuttles going back and forth. But I was thinking of firing off from number 3. And it has fire ice too. So you know what, let's just fly there. Especially since I didn't bring the right amount of towers. Can I find it first off? Apparently not. And now I'm trying to zoom out like a moron. Got all these indicators on the side, and someone's going to look at me and say, "It's right there! This is the worst episode of Blue's Clues ever!" And you would be correct. Let's actually just pay attention to where our logistics vessels are going to and from. So there's 2. There we go. Definitely using a warp fold here. Because that's a really long flight. And once again, I have enough of these. Okay. Now comes the big test. Now, we don't have a lot of power. Like, we have 6 megawatts. And right now, we're only harvesting kimberlite ore. But we do have fire ice on here, which is all I really need. Did I bring chem plants, though? Good. My hoarding is paying off. Alright, now first thing is first. Let's just go ahead and fix the power grid real quick. I think 6 of these will be fine for the time being. And I'm going to have to do manual drop-offs of these eventually, but that's until I get the logistics set up, which I will. But until I get the logistics set up, it's just going to be a kind of annoying issue here. Alright, how many space stacks do we want to give you? And you actually need power. Cute. Alright, did we just like... And yeah, we're gonna increase this by a lot. Okay. So this is gonna be one of our first big production planets. Now we have this here. And you're already kind of good to go. Because all we need to do is to set you to say remote demand. But because your range of vessels is short, the remote demand should just be from our good friendly neighborhood here. And we're going to do local supply as well. So where's our fire ice? Okay, we got kind of a mess on the top and bottom of the planet. We don't have much of a... Okay. Red pole, whatever that is, that's a good place to build. So that's where we're going to build. Stone, stone. How much fire ice? Not a ton. Less than I expected, but still enough. Which means we probably only have 1 vein of it. There it is. It's actually really close to where we're at right now. Excellent. Let's check out that power graph one more time. Bloop! Look at that. That is power overwhelming. Then another thing I can do that's kind of cute, and we'll do this here in just a second. Alright, let's first off give this power. Who knew that my most remote planet would be the place I'd be most eager to do this with, but that's fine. How much graphene am I going to need? Probably a lot, but I don't need to start huge. We're going to scale this up eventually. Okay, so if we set you to make this, you're going to spit out two different things. And I think what I'm going to do here is a little silly, but that's fine. Because I don't have too much use for the hydrogen over here. So why not just burn it? Assuming I have some power plants available. I might not. I might not have packed those. And I didn't. Cool. But anyway. The idea eventually is going to be that we come back here properly equipped. I packed everything, but not enough of everything. So for now, this is just going to have to go in the vats. Like all good graphene production. Okay. It's such a nice, relaxing track. Covers up all my mistakes real well. That's one of the things that's nice about this game, is that it doesn't care if you make mistakes. I did see a Reddit post recently about, well, what do you think of Dyson Sphere program? And, oh gosh, I did that wrong. But I saw a lot of people complain about things like, well, it just doesn't punish you for making mistakes. It's like, I know, because sometimes at the end of the day, that's all I want, is just if I screw up, to be able to fix it. Alright, so there's our graphene. Now, we could do this a different way, but we're not going to. We're just going to dump our graphene over here. And this is going to be graphene supply station. And it's going to have drones for days. Okay, maybe not for days. But 22 seems fine. Then can our power grid take this hits? Maybe. Probably. Yeah. Although our power's dipping a little bit, which is kind of funny. Alright. So this is going in here. We have you over here that's supposed to be getting these. Huh. I'll have to go back to the other planet and figure that out, because those should definitely be coming over here. Unless there's a problem on the workflow. Oof. Okay. Really wish I could tell what's what flying. Alright. Anyway. The idea, once again, is for us to take one of these blank spots. And we're just going to drop yet another tower. And on this tower, we demand our two things, EIO. We don't even need to demand quite a lot of it. And then we're going to be supplying the solar sails because we need those. So demand and demand. Because these things are fairly simple to build. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is more than plenty. So solar sails, and this is once again all very expandable, which is the idea here. Because once we get the solar sails up in the air, we're gonna start having some fun with Dyson Swarms. At least that's the goal. Alright, so there's 1 and graphene 2. Did I actually set this to graphene? Ugh. Okay, you're supposed to be this. So I'm gonna have to check that in just a minute, unless it's getting delivered right now. It's not. Alright, well, in theory this is supposed to work. In practice, as usual, a different animal. Alright. So once we have that set up, there's going to be some things we need to do. And this is not like the best orientation ever. But we can set up like a logistics tower right here and start setting up our space guns. And we'll know if this works pretty soon. And please, for the love of anything, tell me I still have drones. Good. Now, eventually, we're going to be using this for like launch station 2. Okay, where's our closest path to the power grid here? Probably not that. So. I love these long poles. Just really lets me just run around the planet. Like, it's funny. You see other people's opinions of games, and Barrick and whoever else is in here. Lego doesn't punch you for making mistakes. That's why Lego sucks. Yeah, I was kind of get stuttering now. Kind of get back to that point. And even though if you make the mistake of leaving it on the floor, especially in carpet, Lego will punish you really hard. Let's see, we have 70 of these guns. That's a lot of guns. We have a bunch of ray receivers. But the goal here is we're just pretty much...
An EM rail ejector. You have taken the first step to build a Dyson Sphere.
You sound really surprised.
Into space for forming the Dyson Swarm. Each EM rail ejector requires to set up orbit and supply with solar sails. Also, you can use copy and paste to set orbits. If you want a Dyson Swarm orbit become more diversified, you can click the Dyson Sphere button in the lower left corner of the screen to open the Dyson Sphere panel. Make your customization however you want.
Well, thank you. I do intend to do that here in just a moment. Now, the funny thing is that this planet actually has some pretty bad orbital inclination, so I'm going to be needing to use these ray receivers pretty hard. But we'll figure it out together. Okay, look, level 3. Another 15%. I believe that is officially more than I researched in my last save. But yeah, like, it's always funny when you hear about why people hate games that you like. Okay, we screwed that up somewhere, but it's fine. It's like people on the internet come up with the dumbest reasons, which is why I kind of feel John Ralphio-ish about it sometimes. Like, just, you're the worst. It's like, this game doesn't punish you. The worlds are small. It's an early access. It's like, yeah, that's cool, bro. It's also only $20. That's like amazing value. So here's all of our guns. Now, we actually can edit our orbit here. But one thing I want to see before we do that is if I can get my logistics problems sorted out. Like, we have graphene building up, which is great. We don't have any of these coming in for some reason. And they should be. Transport range of vessels, max charging power, distance to enable warp. Alright. I hate doing it like this. But I do want to get the swarm set up and then we can work on the sphere here. Alright, so just had somebody fly away. Alright, can't warp until I get out of the gravitational pull of the planet. But yeah, that's going to be like an awesome production planet, which is one reason I want kind of some of the drone swarm and some of the other stuff to come in from there. The other reason is that I think it'll be visually impressive to shoot stuff from that far away. This is, oh, whew, I'm really glad that auto stopped me because I was getting very confused for a second because I'm old. Alright. I screwed up something simple, didn't I? Remote supply, local supply. Oh, yep. See? Something simple. Remote demand, or local demand. So. Those will be flying over. And you probably need some more warpers. That's why I got a bunch of warpers. Eventually, I am going to be fixing my logistics. Like 90 of those is more than enough to justify that, but... Alright, so you guys are moving now. So there we go. That's what we want to see. I love it when it's simple mistakes. Just the kind of thing that anyone gets wrong. And some days it's you. Alright. Make sure I'm pointed in the exact right direction. Look at all these other stars that are nearby. 3, 2, boop. Yeah. Frivolous use of space warpers is fun. Anyway. I've officially beat my logistic vessels back to over here. So the goal eventually will be... Just want to zoom out and see what this looks like. Yeah, look at that. Look at you jokers, and you're not warping. Alright. So let's set this up. Now we're gonna be making two things. We're gonna be making a Dyson Swarm and a Dyson Sphere. So if we look at this one, I can't actually see it. Show all orbits. Show all layers. So if we add an orbit, we got one right here. Alright, how do we want to make this? Like, there's a lot of different things that we can adjust. We can adjust the radius, we can make it tiny, we can make it giant. And I don't know if I... Oh, I can actually physically put in the numbers here, so... Like, orbital inclination. Can make it... Can make kind of a big X. Orbital latitude, longitude. Kind of spin it around like a dinner plate. So those are all things we can do. It's like 90.0. 35 degrees is fine. Create... So that's orbit 2. And for some reason, I still don't know why, it won't let me just delete orbit 1. So maybe we just orbit 3. We bring you down a little bit. Like, I really like the idea, don't get me wrong. Let's put you up to 90, in fact. I think that's cool. Okay, add an orbit. Maybe we put you down to like 6,000 like the other one is. But we'll make the orbit angle a little more like this. And so now we'll kind of have an X. It's not a perfect X. So if we do it like this, that BS it enough. And then if we add just one more here, so we got kind of a big thing, few X's. Yeah. All right. Shapes are fun. Yeah, maybe I want to make another kind of circular thing like this. I mean, 90 just feels kind of boring at this point. Maybe if we do it like that. Make it a little bit, make this one a little bit bigger. That should be just weird enough. All right. No, we're not going to deal with the Dyson shell tonight. We're just going to deal with these. And I could have paused the game in the background. This is one of the few places where you can pause the game. But star illumination, we have 0-watt capacity. We're just going to be making our guns do different things here. So we should be producing a lot of solar cells. So local supply, we got 6,000 here. Huh. Is there any reason that you're not doing the thing? Is it because you don't have drones either? That would be a solid reason why. So all these just tiny little screw-ups. It's the time for it. Okay, so solar sails should be going. We follow up here. And then orbit 2. Orbit 3. Orbit 4, orbit 5. I know I can copy paste this, but we're not. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting all of our guns into place. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh god, this means the next episode I'm gonna need to do a lot of stuff with like logistics. Like actual logistics vessels crap. Yeah, one of the reasons we kind of do a spread like this is so that sometimes we're not going to be able to fire all the things we want to all at once. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. No, I'm pretty sure I thought I could, but I can't. Okay, so we're going to do this. Kind of take you around in a little circle. Now there is a functional reason I am doing this at the top of the planet, and that's because it's easier to get kind of a firing array to go all day. But yeah, one thing I do need to do now that my green science is set up pretty well is to go ahead and have towers providing more towers with this stuff. So I need space warpers to start being sent back and forth. That can be a goal for next time. What do you mean we don't have power? Well, that'd be where those little ray receivers would have been pretty nice to have. But this is fine. As long as we don't knock into the gun. But the idea here is that I should have a pretty constant stream of little things we can fire. And there we go. Got our first shots at a star. Look at that. It's going to look so different this time, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we're... I promised there'd be violence, so we can please the Reddit crowd now. And nothing says violence like finding a new home and then blasting it. Now granted, the Dyson Swarm is not going to be able to like fully power this whole setup right now because these guns also take a good chunk of power. But we're all about starting. And if I end up needing to have more guns to fire more things, and I might, then we have plenty of space guns available. But look at that, just pew pew pew. Pew 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 all the way around. And it's not going to look like much just yet. But how many... Our backlog in production's kind of gone, which is fine. And now we can set up array receivers.
You built a ray receiver, which can receive the high-energy rays transmitted from the Dyson Sphere and directly input them to the power grid. However, caused by the ray receiving efficiency, the ray receiver's requested power will be larger than the documented output power of the Dyson Sphere. You can keep it working or upgrade technologies to increase the ray receiving efficiency.
Now, my understanding is that the ray receiver also works with the Dyson Swarm. So, if I'm wrong about that, then we'll just be doing Deuterium for days. But still, this will be set up for later. So, like, once again, the setup here, how it works is that this planet is on a 5% inclination, so that's not awesome. But we will be able to eventually, like, get stuff going. So, there we go. It's generating some power. That's really nice. So look at that. Just megawatts coming in. Our power grid is once again just going up. So not a bad way to do it. There we go. We got the beginning of a swarm. I don't know what the best way to take a picture of this is, but that seems fine. Obviously, we're gonna pay stuff a closer visit, but that's really, really interesting that even from this far away, even at the top of this planet, these things are able to produce energy like this. And we're gonna need a constant stream of this shit. Which means we need to build more shit. Alright. That's probably overkill, but remember, I have to build these for the actual Dyson components, like the Dyson Sphere components too, so I'm just doing my homework early. That's what I tell myself all the time when I'm like, let me just take a break for 5 minutes and not do work for a second. It's like, no, you're being a slacker. Alright, so we've got a bunch of these coming. Big question is, how many do we have in the tower? We still got quite a bit. So my home production is doing really good. It is gonna run out though at some point, so I'm gonna have to make a trip there. Once again, this is way, way more than I built in my last save, but that's just learning to play efficiently. Nothing wrong with that. That's how we learn from mistakes. So if we go back up here again, slacking is fun. Slacking is like the best kind of fun. Oh my gosh, that poor tower's gonna get actually shot up. But yeah, look, we can see our swarm being made from over here. And we have enough ray receivers that it's actually, they're each generating a megawatt. 18.9 megawatts being made, and a lot more bullets being fired. And how many little sails can you hold? It's pretty exciting. All that. Let's fly a little closer. And we haven't even maxed out some of our efficiency research. So look, it's just a swarm, and we're blasting it from almost as far away in this game as you can do. So it's just going to look like a constant blue stream of, oh my god, I missed the planet, didn't I? I missed it by a lot. Stop rubbernecking. But yeah, one of the things that I thought it'd be a little more visually impressive if I just decided, you know, let me go ahead and just shoot these things from across the way. So we don't have any of these in storage. And we have some in transit. So that's exciting. So we've kind of beat down our backlog, which means I need to build more of those. All right, and you still have 40 of these. But yeah. I don't know why that just beeped at me. And how long do I have for this? 126 minutes. So my research production has decided to nosedive. Probably worth checking out. Alright. So I'm going to end this in just a bit. But one thing I want to do is obviously take a look at the swarm and the star more closely, because we obviously had to do some stuff here. I could have made the swarm a little bigger, but I thought, you know what, it's a small star. We're going to be making kind of a smaller Dyson Sphere. But if everything's crashing because I'm in another system, then at least you know what, this is working. But once again, if you haven't seen this in the game before, and this is a good picture too.
The amount of your solar sails has reached a certain scale. They have formed a Dyson Swarm around the star. You should be able to clearly see it right now. To receive such energy, you have built a ray receiver to absorb the transmission, where Dyson Swarm can generate power simultaneously. Every solar sail launched for a certain life cycle. If you want to maintain the Dyson Swarm, you have to continue on injecting the solar sails.
Yep. And that's where the sphere's a little bit different. But yeah, that still looks cool. Alright. Because each of those little sails look like little actual sails. But let's see where my science is fucked up. But yeah, it's just a big blue thing, and if I end up launching a bunch of logistics vessels from there too, it's gonna look really crazy, just flying from across the solar system. It's neat. And that process should be fully automated now. Last time I did that from a lava planet as close to my star as possible, which also looks pretty cool. But it's kind of nice to do things a little differently here. But I do want to get my mech power upgrades so that I can actually fly a little farther without having crap like this happen. Alright, fortunately we ended up close to home, but... yeah, our green research just died. And I don't know why. And I'd at least like to know. Because if I have to troubleshoot that at the beginning, it wouldn't be not unlike spending 2 hours of troubleshooting even more green research here. Because what is this game but troubleshooting your troubleshooting? It's tech support, except I'm a robot. But still, I've successfully gotten started on that, which is really exciting, and I can hopefully successfully get started on building a Dyson Sphere next time. It's literally, I'm almost there. I'm going to have to, like, beef up production of a few things, though, and put some of that production on that other planet, which is why I wanted to get the Swarm started early. You can tell my voice is going. Let's not land in the ocean, please. Okay, that's fine. This is all fine. Nothing is going terrible. Everything's on fire. Let's charge up real quick. How's our energy? Power production's great. I halfway wonder if some of this is because of stuff that I'm missing, but it's probably some major resource omission that's easily fixable. Alright. Where are you at, buddy? Okay, we're not making these again. Because we're not making these again. Because we're short on these. Are we, though? No. Oh my god. Okay. First off, I didn't actually hook up some of these here. So that's a pretty bad omission. But we're missing graphene. Oh, sweet Jesus. Had me scared for a second. We're doing so efficiently with everything else that the one thing we have a ton of is now what we're missing. So while I'm here, we have 27 drones assigned to this. Let's put 400 on the graphene for the demand. And I'm supposed to have chem labs that are splitting out graphene. If I can just find it. That's not it. It's wherever I'm doing the fire ice. Okay, why are you... Oh, you're backed up because of hydrogen. Okay. Well, that's a problem. I guess the solution for the moment is to bullshit it again by doing this. One thing I need to do is just find a way to annihilate all this hydrogen. Alright. But hey, at least we're back to where we're supposed to be. Soon. Like, we're still gonna need some of these here. But I could always take a logistics tower and just say, you know what, let's do one of these. Let's just make sure our cascading failure doesn't keep failing. Because that's all going. That should all be going. I can always do more. So what's our hydrogen production versus consumption like in the system? Like, I just focused on the planet before. We're producing this much hydrogen. We're consuming some. We're producing that much deuterium. Like, we're making a decent amount of hydrogen here. I guess we just ran out of space. That's fine. And is there a reason you guys are stopped up? Yeah, because you need more of the things that everything needs, which is more of the super magnetic rings. Ugh. And how are you guys producing? Like, yeah, you're just totally backed up now. And for you, you're kind of... You're giving it all you got, right? Maybe. Like, I can expand this a little more, but it looks like you guys who are trying your best to build still need maybe a few more copper magnets. Yeah. So we're almost there. That's the exciting thing. But our research is back on track. 30 minutes till that's done. Still need to actually queue up this twice. And oh my god, that last one takes 5,000. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm really glad I set some of those other researches going, but this is Asher, and it's time for me to call it a night. So thanks for those of you who stuck in for a little bit. Jazzman, Barrick, good to see you as always. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello, hi, welcome. Thank you for sticking around for 3 hours of me acting like a moron. For 22 hours in a save, though, pretty cool that we got to this point much faster than the last save. And so the next time around is literally going to be building this thing, which I'm already building, this thing, and this thing, which, remember all those quantum chips that I have backlogged? We're going to need to build more shit. That's the plan for pretty much the rest of the game. So thanks for watching. This is Dyson Sphere Program. We'll do it again soon. Have a good night. Thanks for the salute. Thanks for the good company, and take care.